Right lads, and I have already made a video on the ongoings in the league this weekend, but of course it is FAI Cup Quarter-Final weekend. 4 massive toys, including 2 All-Premier Division toys. The first up, of course, is probably the biggest match of this toy. It is Drogheda United versus Shamrock Rovers. Drogheda, of course, at this point in time have fallen out of the European spots. They are still the cup holders at, time of recording. This weekend, of course, will decide whether or not they are going to be continuing to hold on to the cup this year. They are, of course, at home, but look at Shamrock Rovers, of course, they have their eyes on the title. They're pretty much far and away favourites to win the title this year, so they could be eyeing up a double as well this season. Honestly, I do think Rovers are going to get the better drugs in this title. At the very least, I can't see Rovers in the final this year, but look at Drogs could come out with a bit of a surprise here as well. They have shown that they have been quite a difficult side to play against this season, so who knows. Next up, Finn Harps at home to Cork City, and in all honesty, this is going to be a very difficult tie for Cork City. Finn Harps, of course, they're only 3 points adrift off the playoff spots, but, Finn Park is going to be packed for this game. It's a quarter-final. It's probably the biggest game of their season, realistically, at this point. And it's a long old trip for Cork, especially considering they haven't, they are near favourites to go down at this point. Barring, I suppose, a bit of a miracle. And look, at Cork are going to be looking at this as an opportunity to, suppose, put a bit of a shine on the end of their season. But in all honesty, I actually am going to back Harps to go through in this toy. Next up, Kerry FC versus Sligo Rovers. Not sure why the Kerry crest isn't rocking up, but yeah, look at. I do think Sligo are fairly heavy favourites in this toy. Yeah, Kerry are at home, but they themselves aren't exactly doing the best in the first division. I think they're sitting 9th or 8th. Sligo themselves haven't exactly had the best of seasons, but do look fairly safe at the recording of this video in terms of staying up, or at least just being in the playoff spot. You never know, it is the cup, bigger surprises have happened, but I am going to be back in Sligo to go through in this toy. And finally, the only game that isn't on Friday, it's actually on the Sunday, is between Pats and Galway United. From a Pats perspective, they've had a fair bit of success in recent years in the cup. They're going to be looking at this as an opportunity to, again, put probably a bit of a shine on what has so far been a fairly disappointing season in terms of the league campaign. Stephen Kennedy has been in the job just over a year now, and this could be a very big opportunity for him to bring silverware going forward for next season, especially given the fact that if you do win the cup this year, you get a Europa League spot rather than a Conference League spot next season. But look, at Galway aren't exactly going to be slouches either, and they've shown already. I think they've already beaten Pats 2 times this season. Now, granted, both of them times were in Eamon Park, but look, again, it's the cup, anything can happen. Galway not exactly in the greatest of form either, but definitely going to be a difficult toy. I'm going to slightly edge Pats in it though. Of course, lads, feel free to leave your opinions below in the comments.